I remember a long time ago, I got laid off from my job. They didn't want me anymore.
You're fired!
If anything, they wanted to get rid of me.
You need to leave!
In the days that followed, I thought it was time for a new hobby. I was in Dick's Sporting Goods, and that blue Cobalt Omaha BB Core baseball bat needed a home. 4 months later, I went from being rusty to hitting nearly every ball at my local batting cages. This time would be no different. It was the middle of July, a heat warning was in effect, and I was the only one at the batting cages. Just me and no one else. It was 102 degrees Fahrenheit outside, or about 39 degrees Celsius. An employee waved at me. "Hey, you really shouldn't be out in this heat," he said. "I'll be fine," I told him. The machine started up, and those balls hurled towards me one by one. I didn't miss. I wouldn't be dissuaded by a little heat, but then everything seemed wavy. No, it's nothing, I thought. I'm just not hydrated enough. I'll get a drink after this set. Several dozen automatic pitches later, and I was hurting. I was so thirsty, and I missed more than I usually do. You know, before pitching machines existed, they'd have someone throw out the balls by hand, and they'd wear armor for protection. Then, whoever hit the least amount would be the new pitcher for the next round. I wonder if you could beat my high score. I turned to my left, and in the cage bordering mine, a 6.5-foot tall man was staring at me, wearing a matte black helmet with a gold lightning bolt scorched across the side, as if lightning itself had struck him. But everything else, his outfit and his very being, were as if it faded in from another time. His leather cleats and batting gloves, to his wool uniform, his eyes were green and glowed in a sense, but not in a burning or supernatural way, in a way that made everything around him faded and dull. But the most interesting thing he told me, as if he knew that it would matter when he said it, was, "This is not a maple wooden bat. This is hickory." I stared at his bat. People didn't use hickory anymore. It would have been too heavy to keep up with the high-speed pitches, so the sport changed it to maple. It was blackened with age and impact. Tally marks decorated the bat. Hundreds of them, scored into the wood. Hundreds of victories. "How about we both do a set of 100 pitches?" he said to me as he pulled out a very old coin and clinked it into the machine. Why was his machine different from mine? Mine only had a switch. We both got ready for 100 pitches. The first few impacts registered to me, but after that I was just swinging, trying not to drop my bat, while holding it with sweat-soaked gloves. That's 100. I woke up in the shade. An EMS worker was standing over me. "What happened? Where am I?" "You passed out because you were using a batting cage in 102-degree heat." I looked at the batting cage worker. "How did I do?" "Well, on your last set, things sort of malfunctioned, so we don't really know what pitches you missed. But you hit 100 out of 102, because there's only 2 that made it into the net behind you. But there only should have been 100 pitches, so I'll say that was a perfect game. You won a free one. Not a lot of people do that." A few minutes passed, and I felt better and ready to head home. I noticed there was a baseball bat hanging inside the little shack with the batting cage employee. "Is there a story behind that bat?" I asked him. "Oh, that's the owner's bat. Well, the former owner. He's not with us anymore. He actually would have been 102 today if he was still living." "Oh, wow." I thanked him, and then walked to my car and headed home.
That's a home run! He just won the World Series!
This has been an audio adventure by Satire Station. Thanks for tuning in, but don't you tune out. More Satire Station videos are on the way, and there's plenty more on the channel, so be sure to check them out. We have animation, shorts, newscasts, and anything you could imagine.